you doing today on this absolutely beautiful sunny day? Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying the sunshine? Are you soaking up those rays of light? Maybe you're working on your tan. Is that what you're doing, little creature? Trying to become a bronze god or goddess? Is that it? Is that what's going on? An admirable goal. I'm going to draw on you today, little creature. I'm going to draw on you. You don't mind, do you? You don't mind? Well, it's just that your face, it's so absolutely perfect for drawing on. You don't understand. You're absolutely perfect for drawing on. Let me get my coloring pencils out. I'm going to arrange them all nice and neatly, and then we shall begin the drawing and the coloring in of your face. Okay, if you are ready, little creature, I'm going to start. I think today I will start with an orange. Yes, a nice orange. You know I can't resist poking you. It's just so fun, and you're so cute, okay? Give me a break. How am I supposed to resist all that cuteness? You know what I'm saying? How am I supposed to resist? I am only a man after all. I am only a man. A slave to my own emotions and desires, my ambitions, my greed, my wants. I'm an absolute slave to them, aren't I? There is this idea that wanting things and having expectations is what leads to suffering. Because obviously, if you want something and you don't get it, or if you have expectations of something and something does not meet your expectations, then you become disappointed. You experience sadness. You experience envy, frustration, maybe anger at other people that they have the things that you want and you don't. All sorts of negative emotions, all sorts of suffering. And there is the idea that the very root of suffering comes from having desire, wanting things, having expectations of things. And I think this sort of pertains to this idea of letting go of everything and giving into the will of God. You know what I'm saying? The will of God. There's this idea that you should not have plans, make plans, have wants, and you should just go with the flow, baby, you know? Just go with the flow, and whatever it is that God provides for you or wants from you, you should accept. And if you do that, then you shall not experience suffering. Do you think that is true? It's possible, it's very possible. I do certainly believe that you can have a lot more peace of mind if you don't have wants, if you don't, desire things so strongly, and certainly expectations. I always feel like if you have expectations for a situation, an event, or for people and their behavior, then you inevitably get disappointed, because most of the time, things do not meet your expectations. Your expectations, maybe they don't conform to reality. Or is reality not conforming to your expectations? But why should reality conform to your expectations? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Is it not entitled to have expectations? Maybe it is, maybe it is, maybe it is. So yes, I do think that going into events and meeting up with people and having no expectations of the event or of the people and their behavior, that I think is the key to happiness and to having a good time when it comes to, social situations, events, or whatever it might be, I always have the most fun when I go into it with a sort of blank slate mind, no expectations, just like whatever happens, happens. And then usually I end up being pleasantly surprised, having a good time. Not, I come away from it thinking, I didn't expect that to happen. That was pretty fun. Pretty cool. But then what about the opposite argument? Obviously we've just spoken about how wanting things and having expectations may lead to suffering. But having goals in life, I think is very good. I think it is very good for you, especially for your mental health. I think it is very good to have goals. I myself am very goal oriented in some ways. I'm actually not very ambitious in that I don't really care for success in terms of, I don't know, things like fame. You know what I'm saying? Things like fame. I don't care if I'm famous. I don't care if, for example, I get a gazillion subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about that, because that's kind of meaningless to me. This idea of having people that are happy when they get lots of likes on posts. Who cares, bro? Who flipping cares? Absolutely meaningless to me anyway. But I do still have goals, very much so. And I think it is a good thing to have goals, because it's good to set your mind on something, to focus, to practice some discipline and some hard work, trying to get to the goal, and then you achieve the goal. And obviously, that's very, very happy, isn't it? That's very good. That makes you feel good to achieve a goal that you had that required a lot of hard work and effort. That makes you feel very good indeed. But then once you achieve your goal, don't you sometimes feel a feeling of emptiness? You get a sense of, well, I achieved my goal, so what now? Well, I feel so empty without my goal, without my pursuit of my goal. And generally, that's when you make another goal. That's what I do anyway. I come up with a new goal to pursue. And honestly, that's kind of what keeps me going in life. Me personally, it's often like creative things. It might not necessarily be a goal, but I like to create things. And once I have finished creating something, then I immediately move on to the next thing, to creating the next thing. And that keeps me happy, and that keeps me going in this world. And I think that is the same case with goals in general, more abstract goals. I think it is a good thing. To have a goal, to be working towards. I think this green color is going to complement the orange nicely. What do you think? Yes, indeed. Let me start, I think, with the outer edges. Very nice indeed. terms of temperament and personality and whatnot. And perhaps you can take a look at what they have done in their life, and perhaps you can try to emulate it. That might be a wise thing. A wise thing. In fact, imagine if you could find a number of people that are similar to you personally in terms of temperament and ability and everything like that, right? And you could analyze and look at their lives, see the outcome of their lives and what they did to reach the outcomes that they achieved, right? And you could select the ones that had desirable outcomes, and you could look at the people that had negative outcomes in their life, and you could think to yourself, I see this person who is similar to me, they did this thing, and it resulted in a bad result in their life. So I myself will avoid doing what they did. But this person, who is also like me, very similar to the other person, very similar to me, they, instead of doing that, they did this thing differently, they did this thing, and it resulted in good results. So I will copy what they did. And hopefully you should also get the same good results, should you not? Are results not a product of the actions taken to get there? Or are there other elements involved, like luck? Luck is obviously a factor, but I do believe that the majority of the factors involved in achieving something, it is consistency, consistent action. Luck is a factor, yes, and there are other factors beyond your control, of course, things like environment, access to resources, things like that. But if something is beyond your ability to change and to control, then you simply stop thinking about it immediately, because there's nothing you can do to control it. Clearly, obviously, that's the very nature of it. So any time spent thinking about it is a waste of time, a waste of energy, and it might drain you mentally, and it might also drain you emotionally too. And we must be careful. We must be careful to safeguard our mentality and our emotions. Absolutely, you need to be careful about what you think about. Be careful about what goes on inside that little brain of yours. And also, you need to be careful about what type of stuff you expose yourself to. It is of the utmost importance to try to cultivate a positive mindset, PMA, positive mental attitude. Have you heard of that before? It's very important, I believe. I don't think you will achieve anything of significance unless you believe that it is possible to achieve that, and unless you try to cultivate a positive mental attitude. Obviously, you will have doubt, and you will certainly have days and periods of time where you are sort of afflicted by negative thoughts, disbelief, negative emotions, whatever it might be. But you must try your best to soldier on, to persevere, to make it through those negative times, because they shall not last. Absolutely not. They are transient in nature. And once they pass, you shall make it to the promised land. But yes, you must try your best to be your own cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? Your own hype man. You have to believe that you are capable of anything and everything, that is cope. Is it just cope? The people who cannot achieve what they want to achieve and cannot get what they want to get because they have a lack of conviction, a lack of belief, and a lack of will, and a lack of action. I'm not sure. I think there is truth to both sides, and that is so often the case. Very often, I will read books or I will listen to people talk, and they will take an extremist position. They will make these wild statements that they sort of ring true to some degree, and it's very easy to get whipped up into a frenzy of believing that, oh, this person is true, the statements that they're making is true. But in reality, the actual reality pretty much always lies in the center point, in the middle ground between positions of extremism. Extreme positions, they're not true all the time, and they usually lead to bad results. Bad results, in my opinion. I believe that is true. Perhaps not in every single aspect of life, every single topic, but I think it is generally true that the middle ground is the best option. I think I need to use this sort of bluish color, this greenish bluish color, dark color, for some highlights, for some depth. My rambling today, it's been quite incoherent, hasn't it? What does that say about the state of my mind? No, I think it is perfectly fine to be incoherent when exploring thoughts, because that is how you reach a good and solid conclusion eventually. You know what I'm saying? You can't be perfect. You can't expect things to be perfect immediately. That perfection comes from time, from trial and error. And that is the same. That applies to thoughts and to physical things as well. You cannot be afraid to be wrong, or to make mistakes, or to make a fool of yourself, to say the wrong thing, to think the wrong thing, because otherwise you shall never think the right thing or think something good. You shall never reach good conclusions, never create something good. If you are unprepared to first say the